have reacted with horror to the news that the council may start to dig up the dead to make way for new burial plots. The council says it's running out of space for graves. Ria Chatterjee reports.
The tranquility here could be lost to the sound of diggers. Graves older than 75 years are in line for excavation. John's grandmother was buried in 1974, which technically means she's safe, but he's worried nonetheless.
They may decide, right, well, this is public land, they didn't pay anything for it, therefore let's move in and take these out. What happens to the coffins when they're taken up? Do they remove the bones, or do they place all this with the coffins somewhere else? It all sounds terribly bad taste to even be talking about this kind of thing.
It's all about space. Southwark Council say they're running out and are planning to create around 4,000 more burial plots. Using this empty land at the top of the cemetery is one option.
A lot of people I've spoken to today are horrified at the prospect of graves being dug up.
We are not going to be digging graves up. It's not in the process at the moment. As I say,
but you've said it's your plan to do that. So the prospect of it is very upsetting for people.
We will be consulting residents as we go along. So those residents that do have concerns about it, please email me, contact me, and I will listen to their concerns.
10,000 locals have signed a petition calling for the cemetery to be a nature reserve.
If a place is full, it's full. You can't just make space morally by digging people up to bury more people.
So what should they do you think?
Well, there's a cemetery 4 miles from here that has plenty of space that we believe that Southwark were planning to use anyway.
But then would people want their relatives to be buried outside of the area in which they lived?
Well, I think if it was my choice, I would obviously prefer for my relatives to be buried in a virgin plot of land rather than on top of somebody else.
The council say this forward planning is to ensure there isn't a crisis some 15 years down the line. Of course, what they see as necessary change is an entirely different, more emotional matter for the relatives who come here. Ria Chatterjee, ITV News.
Next tonight, Labour MP